you got a job interview coming up shortly? Don't panic. Here are some proven tips that will really increase your chances of success. Now, your consultant at Precision People by this stage would have briefed you fully on the role, the expectations, and how many interviews you might be requested to attend. The next step is down to you and how you act on interview. Now, the odds are that you have competition for the role. Very rarely will you be the single candidate to be considered. Number 1, planning. Plan the basics well in advance. Where is the interview? How will you get there? Where do you park? You might need to organise change for the car park if necessary. Who are you meeting? Trust me, there is no such thing as enough preparation for an interview. Find out everything you can about the company and what it makes or does. Look for current news, show you're up to date. Look for competitors in their market. Use LinkedIn to identify key people. Look on their Twitter, their Facebook and YouTube accounts as well. Why does this job exist? What problems will it solve? What are the key result areas? Print and read twice the job description on the morning of the interview, or maybe even the evening before. Take a copy of the job description with you to the interview. And remember, employers buy experience. Think about what evidence of achievement you can talk about in the interview. Rehearse your success stories and make them relevant to the role in the company. Work out what is appropriate in terms of everything you present, including yourself. Now, one of the most important things is to look the part, and you will feel it. Dress as if you're already doing the job. Second guess the employer's shopping list from the job details. What skills or qualities or experience do you have to match? Have examples. Be your own worst interview nightmare. What's the most difficult question you might have to face? Practice the answer. Practice again. Be upbeat. Employers latch onto negative messages, so don't give them any whatsoever. Number 2, what to expect. Now, interviews come in many forms. Panel interviews, one-to-ones, or group interviews, and your recruitment consultant will tell you what type of interview to expect well beforehand, so that you can both prepare. There are many different interview styles, and each interviewer will have their own personal style. Some interviewers will read questions at you, while others will start off with an opener question such as, "Tell me about yourself," leaving you to do all the talking. Now, the majority of interviews will be somewhere in between the two, but being prepared for any style is key. You can't prepare for every single question that will come up in an interview, but you can anticipate most of them. Here are some of the deadliest questions and the ways of handling them. Tell us about yourself. Prepare for the worst. A classic opener that can really throw you. So plan ahead by having a presentation statement to cover this. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Now, if your answer doesn't ring true for you, then it really won't for anyone else. Talk about career plans and what you want to learn and achieve in the future. Why do you want this job? Have a clear answer to this. Even if privately you're not sure, you only have to decide when the job offer is in your hand. What kind of person are you? Handle questions about personality very carefully. Rather than say, "I'm an ideas person," talk about a time when you changed things with a good idea. Paint a picture of yourself based on what the role entails. Why did you leave? Now, employers will probably probe for reasons for a job change. If you're currently out of work, then they'll probe this too. Rehearse short, simple, positive stories to cover these points. Now, this isn't telling lies. It's just a simple positive summary. How well do you cope in a crisis? Have a good couple of examples of past triumphs up your sleeve and the challenges you faced. How will you questions are beginning to create a future, which includes you, so welcome them. Describe what you would do within the organisation as if you're already there. Create the right picture, and the employer won't be able to imagine a future without you. What would you do if... Now, some interviewers ask fantasy questions not related to reality, but watch out for questions that are like verbal in-tray exercises. You might be asked to sell me this pencil sharpener or paperclip or biro. Prepare to think on your feet. What are your weaknesses? Remember that the employer gives far more weight to negative information. Talk about weaknesses that are also strengths. For example, being demanding of your team, being a perfectionist, pushing hard to get things done.